Hello again everyone, welcome back to another episode of Final Fantasy Brave Exvius. My name is Mars, and today we're going to be talking about the Scorn of Intangir Extreme. If you joined us on the stream last Thursday, you would have seen how I cleared it, but this video is to cover it just in case you missed it because, yeah, I'm finding more and more that Rain is probably the best character in the game right now, and it's not even close. Like, he's just really freaking good. So I kind of want to show what I did to set that up and how I managed to do it. But before I dive into that, I want to thank the sponsor of today's video, which is Amazon Coins. Okay, I've talked about Amazon Coins all the time, non-stop, essentially, because Amazon Coins is what I use to save up to 20% on any of my in-app purchases for Final Fantasy Brave Exvius or other mobile games such as War of the Visions. So Amazon Coins is a digital currency that you can use to purchase your in-app purchases like you would with real monies, but when you buy Amazon Coins, you buy them at a discount. So if you're looking to get a little extra discount on your Amazon Coins to save a little money on your polls, such as for, I don't know, Starlight Elena, who's coming this week, then please consider using my link down in the description. It really helps me out, and it shows Amazon that, you know, I'm a believer in them too. So if you're going to go ahead and use Amazon Coins, please use the link below. I really appreciate it so very much. All right, on to Scorn of Intangir. I'm going to talk a little bit about what we did for this because at first I started looking at like, all right, let's do a 2-turn kill or maybe 4 turns, or maybe we'll do the mechanics regularly. But I don't really like learning by dying, and I don't like using data mined info to figure out how to beat the boss. You know, trial and error is fine unless you have to find the perfect friend to match your friend and they don't have the right equipment or status ailments or blah blah blah. So I'm like, you know what, let's just do a 1-turn kill because I'm really not a fan of just dying and not having a good time. So this strat is all about killing the boss in 1 turn. It is worth noting that I did attempt to do this with Yoshikiri, and it does work. However, my luck isn't always the best with damage variance. So yeah, I did save the clip. I knew you would enjoy it. So yeah, anyways, signature move complete. It's basically confirmation that Yoshikiri is like the perfect unit for me. Okay, so he already fits right in with the rest of the squad. But when I originally did this, I just did it with an extra Neo Vision Rain. So we'll go ahead and talk about the setup real quick. So what we got going on is we have a Steadfast Soldier Machina. Basically, you need anybody who can AoE fill the limit burst gauge on your entire party on the first turn. Steadfast Soldier Machina is the freest way to do that. Now, as far as the build goes, he does need immunity to sleep, and he needs a way to survive the preemptive attack. You can do that with with HP and Spirit. But I just went ahead and slapped on Lucid Lenses because, you know, I can't be bothered to build out a whole unit that is just going to kill himself anyways. Now, the next unit that you need in your party is Rosa, or someone who can barrage break the break meter. Rosa is, again, the freest option. Mastermind Zahn is your next best option. Well, he's technically better than her, whatever. All they do in this fight is they break the gauge, and instruments are the most effective weapon for that, so I've geared her out with a pair of instruments, and she goes ahead and does her barrage ability. Like everyone else, and she needs to have sleep immunity. So everybody needs sleep immunity in the party, at least in their non-shifted forms if they do have brave shifts. So that is super critical. Otherwise, this does not work. So that's Rosa, easy peasy. Now I'm using a EX +0 Neo Vision Rain as a support character in this build because Neo Vision Rain is crazy good. He's straight up, in my opinion, like the best character in the game right now because of everything that his kit offers in addition to doing great damage. And I know that's not always going to be the case, but for the time being, he's just straight up insane for the 1-turn KO strats. So what I do with this Rain is I make sure that he is equipped with sleep immunity as well, just like everybody else. He has innate guts, so I don't have to worry about him dying to the preemptive attack. And all he's going to be doing for the party is some buffing work. So the first thing he's going to be doing is using Blaze Saber to imbue any party members who don't have a fire weapon equipped. So We're using 3 damage dealers. We're using 2 Neovision Rains to do damage, and we're using a Tifa to finish on their chain. I don't always have a friend that has a fire weapon equipped, or maybe I don't have a fire weapon equipped or whatever. This gives me the option to imbue somebody, preferably Tifa, so that she doesn't have to use something like Nyx's dagger, lose out on some damage. But this gives me the option to imbue one person. If everybody's using fire weapons, I can instead use Rising Saber to buff fire damage. This is a better way to get more damage out of your party, but as you'll see in the clip, I needed to imbue somebody, so we did have to skip Rising Saber. The other 2 abilities that my Neovision Rain uses to buff the party is Prominent Saber. This is really important because it gives a 280% attack buff to the entire party. Really, really phenomenal buff to just have available for one-turn setups, and part of the reason why NV Rain is so good. I mean, he's got all the party buffs you need to set up really powerful first-turn kills. The last skill of his that we're going to be using is Beast Breaker Plus. This is super good for this fight because Intangir is of course a beast, and this cooldown skill boosts physical damage against beasts by 100%, so it gives you that 100% active killer, and it also boosts LB damage by 100% for all allies. It really, I mean, I cannot speak highly enough of Neovision Rain. He seriously is one of the most insane characters in the game, just because he's got all of these things that he can go ahead and T-cast and do some real setup for your party. So that's what he's built for. Just make sure he's got that sleep immunity, and the guts will save him from the preemptive, and since he's just there for support buffing stuff, he doesn't really need anything else. Now, as far as the damage dealers go, the base form of the Neovision Rain that's doing damage doesn't really need anything other than the sleep immunity, so as long as you got the sleep immunity, the guts will save him from the preemptive. And then in the shift form, have him set up to do as much LB damage against beasts as possible. So that's how I have mine set up. I have Centurio equipped on the shifted form so that I don't have to imbue him. And it is worth keeping in mind that the obliterating Crimson Saber, his STMR, gives him the Power of the Sun ability, which boosts the physical damage of LB's abilities magic by 10% if they're fire. And the interesting thing about this is that if you have it equipped in the base form, it's actually a buff that it applies to Rain, and then you can shift into the form with Centurio, and now you don't have to imbue, and he gets the benefit of the obliterating Crimson Saber because it is a buff. It's not actually like a passive trait on the weapon, so it's a bummer if you wanted to use it to get more fire damage, but it is really handy if you're looking to be as action efficient as possible. It really helps me out. Now, Tifa, in her base form, she has whatever on. It doesn't matter. She's the same where she just needs sleep immunity and enough HP and spirit to survive the preemptive. I think 30,000 HP is enough no matter what her spirit is, so yeah, that's what we went with there. For her shift form, this is what she's going to be doing damage in, obviously. So in this case, again, it's as much LB damage with beast killers as possible. And yeah, obviously because in the clip you'll see that the friend unit that I take does not have a fire weapon equipped, and that's totally fine. I went ahead and equipped my Tifa with a fire weapon so that I could use my Rain to imbue the friend unit I took. So that is pretty much the strat. It's really straightforward. We're just going to be doing an LB fill with Machina, a break gauge break with the hell's her name? Rosa. And then we're going to be doing support setup stuff with Rain, and then we're going to do the damage with the Hyos and the Tifa. So let's get to the clip. Thanks again, everybody, for coming to hang out with us. And please use the Amazon link below if you want to help support me and save money on your Amazon coins and your in-app purchases. And we'll see everybody in the next video.